Hey guys, this is Angel, and I'm coaching the San Diego Charizardites. I was fortunate enough to have been found by Treecko on Twitter, I assume. I don't even know where I commented or what I said, but he just randomly sent me a message and asked me if I was interested, and I was. I had joined a draft league a few months ago, but that thing fell apart before week one happened. So I was very excited to be able to participate in another one.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's how Treecko reached out to all of us, I believe. I just got a random DM from him as well.
Yeah, well, glad. Fortunate. I think an experience. The 6v6 format is something that I mean, it was my first uh, meta, I guess, for competitive. Being an old man that I am, 33 years old, I was there for the Gen 1, for day one. Squirtle was my dude. Um, and I think by the time Gen 3 came out, uh, I was older. I was more interested in chasing booty than catching them all. That's for sure. But my little brother kept playing, and I remember I want to say it was around Gen 4. Oh, excuse me. Hold on a second.
Oh, you're good.
Hey Google, stop. Sorry, that was my Google Home going crazy.
So we got bloopers to add in the back now.
um, but yeah, I remember around Gen 4, my little brother would still show me the Pokemon that would come out. And I remember around Gen 4, I was already like early 20s probably. I just remember seeing a Pokemon that looked like a washing machine and a lawnmower, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm never playing Pokemon again. But eventually, I ended up having to stay at my parents' house for a couple of weeks, and my little brother was playing Showdown. Um, and that was the first time that I experienced competitive Pokemon. And he showed me it, and he built me a simple Sun team with Venusaur and introduced me to Garchomp as a revenge killer, and I was hooked. I was not making any changes to the team. I just played that same team for about 300 matches. So I was like, you know what? This is really rad. I am gonna get back into Pokemon. I'm gonna buy the next game. I ended up so I skipped all the generations in the middle and I played X and Y. I liked X and Y. I thought the megas were cool. I was extremely disappointed though to find out that 6v6 isn't really a format that they use on the console. Um, so I was always kind of bummed out about that. I built the same team that my little brother had made for me on Showdown. I built it on X and Y, and I never really did much with it. That's my favorite part about playing the games. I built competitive Pokemon. On this new one on the Switch, I have about 120 competitive Pokemon, and I don't do that much with them. Rank gets a little boring, the rank format with three Pokemon or doubles, not really my thing. So being able to participate in this league and playing the 6v6 format, I'm a little excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like with the whole generation gap too, because like I kind of stopped playing after Gen 3. So Gens 4, 5, and about part of 6 kind of blend in a lot to me.
Yeah.
So I totally understand. Like, I can't tell you the difference between a Gen 4 and a Gen 5 Pokemon, so I totally understand that. Because, like, my parents, they're like, oh, you're too old. Because like, as soon as I went to, like, 7th grade, that's when the Gen 4 games came out. So they were like, oh, you're too old to play Pokemon. So they just refused to buy me games.
I feel
and, and,
that.
and then as soon as I turned 18, I got my job, and then I started working. My first paycheck, I bought a 3DS with Pokemon Black 2, which is like the Gen 5 game. But then like literally like probably 4 months later, X and Y came out, so I kind of played Black 2 for like 3 months, and then I jumped into X and Y. So I definitely understand that generation gap there.
Yeah, having to catch up and learn a lot on the fly. In this draft league, I am excited to see unique builds and the non-meta Pokemon. Um, I was first introduced to draft leagues. I don't know how I stumbled into the Joy PokeAim MD, his channel, and the last season of the WB, and that was the first time I had heard of a draft league. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I was watching his videos and him running out there with just some random Pokemon that I would never see in ranked battles or OU showdown. Seeing that Quillfish put in work, I thought that was really cool. And seeing some of the teams that we have put together, especially having so many people in this league. What is it, 30, 32 teams? 31 maybe?
Yep, 32.
Yeah, we're forced to use Pokemon that we would typically not use otherwise, right? And I think that's really cool. I want to see some unique builds, and I'm already experiencing a little. I know for my draft tomorrow, I have kind of kind of an odd setup, EV spread for one of my Pokemon. Before draft league, everything was either just max attack, max speed, really standard stuff.
Yep.
Now it's a little spread out. Like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to bring all this speed. I'm gonna mix it up and put some of this on, defense or special defense. Some of it on HP. I think that's really cool. That's one thing I'm really excited to do in this league.
Yeah, that's stuff. I agree with that because, like, for me, like, that's what I love about draft leagues. Like, I'm not really the best competitive player, but I love draft league. I'm not sure if you heard of like the amateur battle league or anything, especially since you're relatively new, but I spent 3 seasons doing that, and then this being my second in side quest and the TPL, and I just like I kind of like what you like about it, where it's like just the different Pokemon you get to use, and competitively, like, I'm not sure I would ever use half these Pokemon if it wasn't for a draft league.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
All right, and then what Pokemon are you expecting the most out of the season on your team? I was taking a look at your team earlier, and you definitely got some good ones. I believe you filled in for HPT. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a pretty good competitive battler. I noticed that looks like you took over his team.
I did. Oh, funny story about that, actually. I hadn't thought about bringing this up, but I was a little bit salty starting the draft for this league. I think it was my fault. I was salty at myself. When I was asked and invited to join this league, I said yes, but within the first couple of days, I was asked to drop Pokemon that I didn't want on my team. And I looked at the free agents, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I can probably find something I can find a use for Persian and what else did I have? Lantern. I ended up dropping 2 Pokemon. I kept 4. But when I made that decision, I was looking at Season 1 free agents. It had not occurred to me that the DLC Pokemon were not in TPL yet, that they were going to be available for the draft. When I found that out, I was like, holy crap, can I still drop Pokemon? No, it's too late, Treecko said. It's like, no, I would have drafted more than half the team if I had known. There are so many cool Pokemon available. So I don't know if you noticed, but I was really aggressive trying to make trades. I was like, somebody get this Persian and Lantern off my hands. I need more draft picks. So I only had first round, second round pick, and then the 7th round. I think I was able to make a trade. I felt a lot better about the whole thing when I was able to trade Starthorn for Toxapex plus a 7th, giving me an extra draft pick, making the draft experience a little more fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was happy with my team. So to answer your question, I'll list my Pokemon because I'm sure people listening aren't looking at my team. I got Charizard, Toxapex. I took Corsola with my first pick, and Noivern with my second pick. And I was able to get my hands on more Pico and Quillfish while still keeping Lantern. Lantern is going to be good for covering Charizard's weaknesses. Those hidden abilities, or with the ability, Volt Absorb and Water Absorb. Again, to answer your question, I'm excited to see what I can do with Morpeko. Morpeko looks like a very fun Pokemon. I want to see Quillfish put in some work. That one, I'm struggling with builds for that one so far. In Noivern has always been a Pokemon that I always thought, like, damn, that's a really cool looking Pokemon. I should make a competitive build for it. Breed one in the game, and I just never got around to it and put so many Pokemon in front of it. So I'm happy to have it and have a chance to experiment with it.
Yeah, but honestly, when I look at your team, I'm like, your team actually, I actually kind of dig what you did. I really like Toxapex. You know, definitely adds that good bulk there. And another Pokemon that you can switch in for Charizard if you're worried about taking like water or like maybe rocks or something. Toxapex is a good option there. Lantern's another bulky Pokemon that's really good. Corsola is another bulky Pokemon that's really good. And even Quillfish. I know a lot of people were running like defensive Quillfish and especially defensive Quillfish last season. And I think Quillfish was actually one of the leaders, I believe, in stats. I don't know exactly how it did, and I don't know.
I'm gonna look into that. I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, yeah, Quillfish
Didn't
is.
look at his stats.
Yeah, Quillfish is definitely good, especially if you can like get rain or something set up. Because I think it has access to Swift Swim. Don't hold me to that, but
Really quick.
I know it has some pretty good abilities in it. Quillfish actually did pretty good. I believe the Florida Barraskewda had Quillfish last season.
That seems like a very versatile Pokemon.
Yeah, and
A lot of things it can do.
like Matt did a lot of great things with it, and it's definitely up there. It's a really good Pokemon to pick up, especially what did you get that in the 7th round?
Yes, I did.
See, that's such a steal in the 7th round, honestly. Like that Pokemon's like I would say probably a good like 4th, 5th round pick. So get that
There
in
were
the
so many
7th.
skills in that draft. Some Pokemon, oh man, I was just sitting there in the middle rounds with no picks, and I would just see Slowbro dropping in the draft. Actually, it was Slowking that dropped really far. Slowbro was one of the Pokemon that was originally on the team that my brother built for me when he introduced me to Showdown.
Mhm.
And I thought it was one of the dumbest looking Pokemon ever. After that, Slowbro was a god to me. I really wanted Slowbro, and in the 2nd round, I kept seeing Slowbro still on the board, like 10 picks away. Slowbro still on the board, 5 picks away. Slowbro still on the board, 1 pick away. No,
Oh, you got sniped.
The pick before mine. That's how I ended up with Noivern. It was gonna be Slowbro all the way. My team would have been too many walls. I would have had to trade something away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been Corsola, Ferrothorn, and Slowbro at the time. But I really, really wanted Slowbro.
Definitely. I mean, Noivern's still a good pickup. Definitely has a little bit more speed on your side, so and it can help.
I
you.
needed offense.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good Pokemon there. So I don't think you got any short end of the stick there.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely, I think in singles, like I think the more bulk you have, I think like you'll notice a lot of teams that have more bulk and can seem like they can stall you out, seem to do a little bit better job. Because I know the Jamaican Jolteons. He's got a very bulky team. I had to face him twice last year, and his team was just so frustrating with his bulky grass types that he had.
Yeah.
So I think the more bulk you have it'll definitely work out in your favor.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can make it work while still finishing the battle with time left.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's one, especially after watching that match between Valor, who I brought onto the league when we still needed somebody after I got picked up. Dick Valor, his match versus, I forgot, it was, what team was it? Well, anyways, I don't remember, but he was taking his sweet time making moves because he's still learning. But they run out of time. And when that match ended, I was like, I don't even feel like you guys really stalled. Like, there were no bulky Pokemon out there just eating hits, and they ran out of time. So that made me nervous for my upcoming matches with Toxapex and Corsola on there.
Yeah, that's one of the downfalls from Sword and Shield is they reduce the singles timer. So it's like, I believe in Gen 7 it was like 25 minutes, I believe, and then they shortened down to 20. So it's a lot of matches go down to timer, and it's kind of unfortunate.
That's frustrating.
And then,
expectations for myself, I'll tell you what I'm expecting. Actually, I'm expecting to be humbled because I think I'm good at Pokemon, but I haven't done a league this competitive before. I mean, I haven't done a league period. All I've done is just Wi-Fi battles. So I think I know what I'm doing, but I'm sure my opponents are gonna humble me real quick. So I just expect to learn from it. At least get better as the season progresses and know what to expect.
Yep, yeah. There's sometimes you lose. Sometimes you learn more when you lose. So
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of people that are willing to help you out. So especially as a rookie going into your first season, like sometimes just reach out to somebody that's been there, done that for a season. Like they'd be so helpful when it comes to like what sets you're planning on running and stuff like that.
That's really cool. I have definitely noticed that there are a lot of very helpful and friendly people, uh, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. That's really cool about this league. I don't put out any content. Follow me on Twitter if you guys want to chat or just get to know me a little bit. I only use it for gaming, but that's where you can find me. I believe my Twitter handle is the Six of Hearts. The second E is a 3.
Yes,
Because somebody stole my name.
and the link to his Twitter will also be in the description on the YouTube channel as well for you guys.
Cool.
All right, so I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you for going and giving us your rookie insight on your first season and your first draft league experience.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm excited to see you in the playoffs, man. I think you could do it.
I hope so.